This evening, we have an erudite Sanskrit scholar from Pondicherry, Professor CS Radhakrishnan, addressing the august gathering. Professor Radhakrishnan received his early training in Sanskrit from Veda Pathshala Sanskrit High School at Chittoor. He completed his MA in Sanskrit with 3 gold medals and later completed his PhD under the guidance of Dr. M. Narasimhachari. With 40 years of teaching experience in Sanskrit in the Vivekananda College, Chennai, and later Pondicherry University, he was also an active researcher, publishing in several national and international journals and conferences. From the year 2006 to 2019, he served as a member of the Consultative Committee of the International Association of Sanskrit Studies, elected in the Edinburgh University, Scotland. He has presided over numerous sessions of the World Sanskrit Conference and delivered academic lectures in several countries. Author of several dramas and books in Sanskrit, he was conferred the title of Samskrita Ratnam by the Solar Subramanya Iyer Trust, Chennai. Please welcome Professor CS Radhakrishnan, who will be speaking on the significance of vedangas on this auspicious occasion of Atirudra Mahayagnam. Professor CS Radhakrishnan. Sai Ram.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Sayeshwaraya. Atra Agadebhyaha Virajamanebhyaha Sarvebhyaha Bhaktebhyaha Sajjanebhyaha Namo Namaha. On this very auspicious occasion, I wish to give a brief speech, commencing it with a few verses composed on Bhagawan Saisha for this occasion. Sri Sathya Shayan Bhagavan Dharmastapana Tatparam Satyajnana Daya Sindhu Vande te Patapankajam Dayayam Buddhaha Yevatvam Swayam Rudraha cha Mangale Dharma Samstapane Vishnuhu Asmad Bhagyapalam Bhavan Aunatyam te Merutulyam Agashaseva Vistritihi Gambhiryam Sagaraseva Manovacha Magocharam Sahasramshuhu Tamohandi Baswarehi Kiranehi Yata Tatha Asmagam Yad Ajnanam Bhagavan Vajyate Tvaya शताब्दीय संप्रपूर्णे अवतार उत्सवे तव. We are celebrating the centenary of Bhagawan. शताब्दीय संप्रपूर्णे अवतार उत्सवे तव साफल्यं जीवने जातं भागवाग् भवितुं मया. अतिरुद्र महायज्ञ सत्कर्म अवसरे अद्य भोः भगवत् भक्तपुरतः भगवतः पुरतः भक्तानां पुरतश्च भगवत् भक्तपुरतः भाषणं मे यथामसि. महते तेजसे तुभ्यं सच्चिदानन्दरूपिणे नमस्ते सत्यशायीश प्रत्यक्षब्रह्मणे नमः. ओम श्री साई राम. We have all been very fortunate to be part of this centenary celebration of Sri Bhagavan, and also listen to and witness the Atirudra Mahayajna, which is in short called as Army Atirudra Mahayajna. And the way we have been able to listen to the Vedic chanting is really elevating us to a different level. Because we say Vedaha Akilaha Dharma Moolam. Veda is the basis of all our spiritual aspirations. And Veda is Shabda Pradhano Vedaha. Artha Pradhanam Puranam. Ukti Pradhanam Kavyam. So that's why when Kalidasa started this Raghuamsha, Vagartha Viva Samprukto Vagartha Pratipattiya. Shabda and Artha both are there, inseparable, like the parents of the universe, Shiva and Parvati. Veda is Shabda Pradhana, and even while listening to the Vedic mantras in a very unison manner by the great priests who have come here, it is said that Madhuryam Akshara Vyaktihi Padachetaha Tada Atvara Dhairyam Laya Samatvamcha Shadu Yete Patakaha Gunaha. These are all the gunas of the Patakas who are reciting the Vedas. Namely, Madhuryam. It is very sweet to listen to that. Akshara Vyaktihi, clarity of the letters which they chant. Padachetaha, we should know where the pause or the split has been done between the words. Tata Attvara, it should not be done in a very fast manner. Time will wait for that. And Dhairyam, very boldly they should recite. That's how they have been doing. Laya Samatvamcha, that is very important, because the way the chanting is going on also now, very evenly it is spread. Laya Samatvamcha Shadu Yede Patakaha Gunaha. On the contrary, how this chanting should not be done, that also they have given a list. Namely, Geeti, Shigri, Shirakambi, Tatha Likita Patakaha, Anartatnyaha Alpakantascha Shadu Yete Pataka Adamaha. Shigri, a Geeti. You know, the chanting has to be done in the appropriate way with the Udatta, Anudatta, Surida as it is prescribed. And we are fortunate to receive this for at least 5,000 years of known history. Through oral transmission, through Shruti Parampara. And that should not be tampered with. That's why the Vedic mantras should not be put to music. Unfortunately, sometimes we find that Gayatri mantra on the calling bell. Worst is still sometimes even in the car reverse music. That should not be done. Gayatri, na Gayatriyaha paro mantraha. There is no greater mantra than Gayatri. It should be chanted only in that particular way in which it is prescribed. And for that also there are Savitya, Harshi, Vishwamitraha, Nichit, Gayatri, Santaha, Savida, Devata. They have well protected that. So Giti should not be done. Shigri, I have to catch the bus or I have to take the train. Therefore, Shanno Astu Divadaya Sanchadupshe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. No. Shigri, don't. Let it, okay, in the even pace it should be done. Shirah Kambi. Shanno Astu Divadaya, the head. Sometimes we find the head, moving between the heaven and earth. That should not be done. Tatha Likita Patakaha. Strictly speaking, the Vedic mantras should be learned by Shravana Parampara, by Shruti, not by reading from the book. Nowadays, of course, we have to allow that. And the most important thing is, Anartatnyaha Alpakantascha, Shatu Ede Patakadamaha. Alpakanta, a person who is not endowed with a good voice, better not he come for Vedic chanting, he can take to some other service. And Anartatnyaha, that is very important. A person who doesn't understand the meaning of the Vedic mantras, if he knows the meaning also, then it will be all the more effective. That's why one of the commentators on the Vedas, namely Sayanacharya, who flourished under the Vijayanagara kings, Harihara and Bukka in the 14th century, he said, Sthanurayam bharaharaha kila abud aditya vedam na vijanadi yo artham. Yaha vedam aditya, having learned entire Vedas, yaha artham na vijanadi. If he doesn't know the meaning, sthanuhu ayam, he is just a mere pillar. Bharaharaha, just carrying the weight. If I carry 1 kilo of stone on one hand, and if I carry 1 kilo of gold on the other hand, if I think that both are the same, how foolish I'll be. If I know the Vedic meaning, the meaning of the mantras, it is as good as knowing the value of the 1 kilo of gold. Therefore, Sthanurayam bharaharaha kila abud aditya vedam navijanadi ortam. Therefore, he insists that we should know the meaning of the Vedic mantras. And in the same strain, we have been listening to the Rudra and Chamaka. Just for example, Krishishta me, Annamcha me, Akshutcha me, Vrihayascha me, Yavascha me, Mashascha me, Tilascha me, Mudgascha me, Kalvascha me, Godumascha me, Masurascha me, Pringavascha me, Anavascha me, Shamagascha me, Nimarascha me. That I chant. But if you try to probe into that, you will find that Annamcha me, Akshutcha me. Kshut means hunger. Akshut, the absence of hunger. That is by chanting the Rudra, by listening to the Rudra Upanishad as it is called, not only that person, but the entire village will be benefited. That's why it is said, Rudrajyayi vased yatra, grameva nagarebiva, na tatta kshut. If one single Rudrajyayi, if he lives in a village, all the people will be benefited by his presence. Such an effective mantra it is. And not only that, we understand how many types of grains have been mentioned there in the Vedic times. Rigveda is the oldest literature of mankind. So many grains they have cultivated at that time. Similarly, Hiranyam chame, Ayas chame, Sisam chame, Trapus chame, Shyamam chame, Lokam chame. If you try to probe into that, many metals are mentioned there, like gold, iron, lead, tin, black iron, bronze, copper, everything. So we understand the meaning. It brings us a lot of benefit for that. And that's why, while chanting the Vedic mantras, the vedangas are very, very important. I am going to give a very brief account of the vedangas here. If the words are chanted in the proper order, samyag ucharitaha shabdaha swarge loge kamaduk bhavati. if the words are uttered in the proper way, it is like a Swarga Loke Kamaduk. It will grant you all your desired wishes. But Dushtaha Shabdaha Swarato Varnato Va. If a wrong pronunciation is made in the Akshara or even the Swara, what happens? Mithya Prayuktaha na tamartamaha saha Vagvajraha Yajamanam Hinasti. It affects that Yajamana if it is wrongly spelt or uttered. And an example is given, Yata Indra Shatruhu Swarato Aparadat. I will mention just one small story. There was a demon by name Toshta, an Asura, and he had a son by name Vishwarupa, and this Vishwarupa fought with Indra, and he was killed by Indra. And Toshta thought, I should get another son who will certainly take revenge on this Indra. So he asked his Asura guru, Kula Guru, namely Shukracharya. He said, you perform a yaga, you will get a son. And he performed a yaga, and in the oblation he was saying, Indra Shatrur Vardaswa. Let the destroyer of Indra, let me get a son who will destroy Indra, Indra Shatrur Vardaswa. Like that he was pouring the ahuti. And he got a son, and that boy grew up in age, and he became very powerful and strong. He went to fight with Indra. But ultimately, Vritrasura was killed by Indra. And Toshta could not understand. I performed the yaga and this boy was born. How come that he was killed by Indra? Then he asked Shukracharya, how come you have only prescribed this, I have done this, but such a mishap has happened in my family? Then Shukracharya said, how did you pronounce that word Indra Shatrur Vardaswa? Indra Shatrur Vardaswa, Indra Shatrur Vardaswa. In 2 accents you can do. And he got a son. His wish was that Indrasya Shatruhu, the destroyer of Indra, I should get. But instead he got a son, Indraha Shatruhu Yasya, by Bahuvirihi compound. I should get a son who will be killed by Indra. So it has become Sarthaga. Therefore, the first Vedanga is Shiksha. Phonetics. We should know Shanno Astu Dvipate, 2 accents. Udatta. Veda Mano Charjaryo. Sometimes there will be no up or down. Veda Mano Charjaryon Deva Sunamanu Shasti. Sometimes you come down. That is Anudatta. So Udatta, Anudatta and Swarita, we should learn it perfectly. And that is only from the Guru Mukhat. Then Shiksha is very important for us. Then comes a Vyakarana, grammar. And they say that among the 6 Vedangas, namely Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chantaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Tata, Kalpasutrani, Cha, Uktani, Shadu, Angani, Maharshibihi. These are the 6 Vedangas. One is Shiksha, the phonetics. For chanting, it is very, very essential. The next one is grammar, Vyakaranam. And Mukam, Vyakaranam, Smutam. Vyakarana is the very face of this Veda Surupa. Without Vyakarana, there is nothing. And we know in Sanskrit only of one system of grammar, namely of the Paninian system of grammar. But we had actually 9 systems of grammar, in which only Lord Hanuman was the great scholar. That's why when Hanuman met Rama and Lakshmana for the first time in Kishkinta Kanda, the moment Hanuman spoke to Rama, Rama immediately told Lakshmana, Nunam Vyakaranam Krishnam Anena Bahudasrutam. Bahu Vyaharda Anena Na Kinchita Apapashitam. He has not done even a single mistake in his speech. So he knows the first certificate given by Rama to Hanuman is a Navavyakarana Pandita. And what are the 9 systems of grammar? Aindram, Chandram, Kashakritsnam, Kaumaram, Shakatayanam, Saraswatam, Apishalam, Shakalam, Paniniyagam. And among this, we have another ancient language, Tamil. That Tamil is Aindram Nirainda Tolkapiyam. Tolkapiyam is the earliest technical work in Tamil. there it is said that Aindram Niranta Tolkapiyam. And it is one of the Nava Vyakaranas that we have mentioned about. And Panini was such a great grammarian that when Shiva Nrittavasane Natarara Rajaha Nanada Dakkam Nava Panchavaram 9 plus 5, 14 times he played that kettle drum. And from that several sounds occurred. Ayyavundu Relige Yong Ayau Hayavadalan Nyamaganam Jabaye Gatadashi Jabagatadashi Kafa Chatata Chatatau Kapaye Shasasar Hull. So from these 14 sutras, he wrote nearly 4,000 sutras of Sanskrit grammar. And he was such a great grammarian that it is said that Akumaram Yashaha Paninehe. Panini is famous even among the children. Even if you ask a small child on the street, do you know Panini? Yes, I know him very well. Not only that, Huansang, a Chinese traveler, he came to India in the 7th century during the reign of King Harsha. And he was traveling and came along the Western Ghats and he entered into India. And in his record, he has mentioned that he saw a statue erected for Panini in a place called Shalatura. So at that time, they have erected a statue not for politicians, but for grammarians like Panini. And this Shalatura, where is it? It is the present Lahore in Pakistan. So Panini's statue was there in the 7th century at Lahore. So such was the greatness of Panini, the grammarian. And coming to the chandas, the meters, whenever any mantra is recited, the Rishi, Chandas and Devata. Any mantra you take, Savitriyaha, Rishi, Vishwamitraha, Nichit, Gayatri, Chandaha, Savita, Devata, like that, we should know also the meter or the chandas in which is that mantra is couched, because there will not be any addition, there will not be any omission, there will not be any substitution in the Vedic chanting. So in order to protect that, they created this chandas as a special shastra. Then comes a Vedanga called Nirukta. The earliest lexicon, the earliest dictionary in the world is the Nirukta of Yaska. We can very proudly say. Because Yaska, what he did was, he collected all the Vedic words and he prepared a kind of a lexicon. And it was his dictum that Nacheva na nirbruyat. Don't allow any word unexplained. You explain every word. For example, I will just say Khagaha. Khagaha means a bird. Why? Kham means Akasha. Khe gacchati iti Khagaha. That which is flying in the sky, that is why it is called as Khaga. Uragaha. Uragaha means a snake. We know Uraga Shayana. Urasa gacchati. When the snake is crawling, the Ura's chest is touching the ground. Therefore, it is called as Uraga. Turagaha means a horse. Tvaraya gacchati. It is going very fast. Nagaha means a mountain. It is not going anywhere. Therefore, see how the words have been formed. Similarly, Padapaha. Padapaha means a tree. Why this word is given to that? Padbyam pibati. The tree is drinking water through the foot. We are drinking through the mouth. Animals are drinking and it is going horizontal. But the tree drinks the water from below and goes up. Therefore, it is called as Patapa. Dvipaha. Dvipaha means an island. Dvipaha means an elephant. Why it is called so? Because Dvabhyam pibati iti dvipaha. It drinks water first of all through the trunk, then through the mouth. Okay, one boy asked me, sir, if you say like that, I am also drinking water from the pipe like this. I am using two, but I am not drinking through my hand. Only elephant does that. That is the only creature in the world which uses two of its organs to drink water. It cannot directly drink water from the mouth. It uses the trunk, then the mouth. Therefore, it is given a separate word as Dvipaha. Similarly, Dvirepa. Dvirepa means a Brahmara, a bee. Why bee is called as a Dvirepa? Because in another word for this, Brahmara, there are two repas. Therefore, Dvirepa. See how analytical he has done even much before Pandini himself. So this Nirukta is very essential for us. And some of the words they have analyzed as Yogikartha, the derivative sense, sometimes Rudartha. Rudihi means the conventional sense. For example, Lavanyam. There is a word Lavanyam. We all know Lavanyam means beautiful, Saundarya. But the derivative sense, if you try to analyze, Balasya Bhavaha Balyam. Similarly, if I were to say Lavanasya Bhavaha Lavanyam, then it becomes a salty. Where is salty and where is Saundarya? Therefore, when I use Lavanya in that sense, it is conventional only, not Yogikartha. Sometimes Yoga Ruda, both are there. When I say Pankajam, Pankate Jayate the Pankajam, that which grows out of the panka or the mud. From out of the mud, so many other things also come. But we mean only the lotus. And a derivative sense is also correct. Conventional sense is also accepted. Therefore, we like that Vishnu Vyaptau. Vishnu is called so because of the Vyapti, Sarva Vyapitva. So, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chantaha, Niruktam, Jodi, then comes the Jyotisha. What we mean by Jyotisha is astronomy. Subsequently, only this term came to be used for astrology. Because they had very clear ideas about the astronomical factors, and perhaps it is only in India, it is only in our country, it is only in our sampradaya that we have something called the cosmic calendar. In fact, for each year, we have a name, Krodinama Samvatsare. For each year, we have a name. That's why we have 60 years, that's why Shashtabdya Purti. When a man reaches 60 years of age, he completes one full cycle of 60 years. So this aspect of Krodinama Samvatsare, Uttarayane, Shishir Rado, Kumbha Mase, Krishna Pakshe, Tritiyayam, Adava Chaturthyam, Uttara Balguni Nakshatra, like that, Yogascha, Karanam Jeva, everything from cosmic order up to this. That then comes the Kalpa Sutra. And Kalpa Sutra is very important for its application in 3 levels. We have the Grihya Sutra. When we perform a minor, the Ganesha Homa or Navagraha Homa or Sudarshana Homa in our house, we do that Agni Vedi and we perform. That is called as Grihya. When a large scale, like a Shrauda Sutra, how many great scholars, Pandits have assembled here, this can be done only by a king or only with the blessings of Sri Bhagawan here. It cannot be done just like that. Atiratra Mahayajna, we cannot even imagine. It is only possible because of the grace of Bhagavan. So that is a Shrauda, a very large scale. And there are the Sulba Sutras. They have very specific measurement about the bricks to be used, what should be the shape, what should be the measurement. And here, it is of interest to us, particularly to the younger generation, that the Bodhayana Sulba Sutra, it says, Dirga Chaturasrasya Tiryang Mani Parshvamani cha Yati Pratak Bhute Kurtaha Akshnaya Rajuhu Tadubayam Karodi. I'll just briefly explain this and complete. Dirga Chaturasrasya, when there is a rectangle, Dirga Chaturasra is a rectangle. There, the Tiryang Mani, the base, horizontal base, and Parshvamani, the side altitude, the Yade Pratak Bhute Kurdaha, what the square of these two, Akshnaya Rajuhu Tadu Ubayam Karodi. The hypotenuse is equivalent to the sum total of these two. It is exactly the same as Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem is already mentioned in our Bodhayana Shilpa Sutra. So it is one of the important vedangas. Therefore, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chantaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Tata, Kalpasutrani, Uktani, Shadu, Angani, Maharshibihi. These are the 6 vedangas which everyone should learn while learning the Vedic mantras also, so that he can apply this in a better way. And we say Manoha, Vak and Kaya. 3 karanam we say. One is the mind, the other one is the speech, the third one is the physical body. And there are 3 concepts correspondingly. Radhakam, Satyam, Parabrahma, Purusham, Krishna Pingalam, we say. The rhythm is the cosmic order that is linked to the mind. And Vak is linked to our speech. The Satyam is linked to our speech. That's why Vedic mantra says, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. It did not say Dharmam Vada. Dharmam Chara. That is for the physical activity. Therefore, in unison with the cosmic order, our mind, our speech, and also our activity should be in consonance with the cosmic order, with the Satyam, and with the Dharma. And the Dharma Acharana is very, very important. And the Vedas have taught us the fine method of living a life. There is something called the Shiksha Valli, which says it's a Vedic convocation. It gives advice, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Swadhyayad Ma Pramadaha. So these are all the best advices that is given by the Shiksha Valli. And I am sure I am very happy to be part of this great Mahayajna and a part of the centenary celebrations of Sri Bhagawan. I submit this at the lotus feet of Sai Ram.